Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 50 facts about all 50 US states, and yeah man, I mean the title's pretty obvious. I've done a few of these reactions before. I mean this is a newer one, so I assume this is different facts and all that kind of stuff, but I find these ones quite fun, man. I just like seeing these stupid facts that, again, they probably have no importance. I guess a few of these may actually be pretty important, I don't know, but a lot of them are just sort of random facts that don't mean that much, but it's just cool to see. And I mean, yeah, these reactions always seem to go down pretty well, and I always enjoy them. So here's another one, and because it was posted recently, I just thought, why not? But yeah, we're just going to jump into this. Links in the description to my Instagram, my Twitter for those who want to follow me. Same for my Patreon. Links are there for those who want to see extra reactions that get blocked. And we're just going to jump into this, man.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to World According to Briggs and a video about all 50 states. Today we're listing them in the order that they joined the Union and giving you some facts you may not know about that state. Now I say you may not know because people in the US know things about their own state that the rest of the country probably doesn't. This video will be easy on the brain without a bunch of stats or numbers, just a fun, relaxing video. At the end, let me know what facts surprised you the most. Alright, let's take a look. Number 1. Delaware. Delaware is known as the first state, and it entered the Union on December 7th, 1787. Prior to that, it was called the Colony of Delaware. Here's its fun fact. Delaware only has 3 counties. Yeah, it's that small. Only has 3 counties.
What state has the most counties again? It's probably Texas, isn't it? Delaware is small, but 3 counties. I mean, what is the... I just want to see... I want to see this, actually. Delaware... Square. And I want to see the county that I'm from. Norfolk Square. Yeah, the state. This is crazy. The county, because obviously they're called counties in the UK, is actually bigger than the state in the US, which is mental. But to be fair, this is one of the biggest counties in my country and one of the smallest ones. It's only just a little bit smaller than... But I did want to see that because it does look very small, and there's 3, but the fact that there's 3 counties in Delaware as well. I mean, that's another thing, because there's not counties in Norfolk, there's just cities. It's weird how it sort of differentiates. We don't have states here, obviously. We have counties, which is similar to the US having states. But then the US also has counties. Is there anything more to that? Do the counties have something else as well?
Kent, Newcastle, and Sussex. This is the fewest in...
That is the most British sounding counties in the... like...
Yeah, it's that small. Only has 3 counties. Kent,
Newcastle, Sussex. That's literally...
Newcastle, and Sussex. This is the fewest in the country. Number 2, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania joined the Union on December 12th, 1787. Prior to becoming the state of Pennsylvania, or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania actually, it was known as the proprietary province of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has the highest number of licensed hunters in the United States. I go there all the time. There's a lot of hunting, there's a lot of fishing going on in this state. Number 3, New Jersey. New Jersey joined the Union on December 18th, 1787. Prior to that, it was known as the Crown Colony of New Jersey. These days, its nickname is the Garden State, and it has nothing to do with people having nice gardens. It comes from an old speech a long time ago. New Jersey had the first Indian reservation in the United States, and New Jersey also is the first state to sign the Bill of Rights.
I like that one.
Number 4, Georgia. The Peach State entered the Union on January 2nd.
The Peach State? Do peaches grow in Georgia or what?
1788. Prior to that, it was called the Crown Colony of Georgia. Fun fact, they have the world's largest college campus in Rome, Georgia. Yeah, Berry College. You ever heard of it? I never have. But they have the largest college campus on the planet. It's beautiful, too. I was just looking at pictures of it. Looks like old European...
Bro, this is like... This looks... Yeah, it does look like very European. With a lot of history to it. I could see Harry Potter being filmed
Buildings from way back when. Number 5, Connecticut. Connecticut joined the Union on January 9th, 1788, and prior to joining the Union, they were known as the Crown Colony of Connecticut. That was a very common name back then, Crown Colony. Connecticut's Yale University issued the first medical diploma in 1729. Number 6, Massachusetts. Massachusetts joined the Union on February 6, 1788. Prior to that, it was known as the Crown Colony of Massachusetts, and this state has the lowest divorce rate in the country, 2.2 per every...
Happy couples here then. Again, maybe I should move in. Maybe I should move in.
1,000 couples. Number 7, Maryland. Maryland joined the Union on April 28, 1788. Prior to becoming a state, it was known as the proprietary province of Maryland. They had a few firsts. They had the first railroad, the first dental school, and the very first umbrella factory in the United States. If you're from Oregon and you don't know what an umbrella is, it's those things that tourists hold over their head when it sprinkles. Number 8, South Carolina. The Palmetto State joined the Union on May 23rd, 1788, and prior to that it was called the Crown Colony of South Carolina. Fun fact, Morgan Island in South Carolina has no human population. There are, however, about 3,500 free-range monkeys, thus earning the location the nickname Monkey Island. I'm not even kidding. There's an island filled with nothing but monkeys in South Carolina.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Number 9, New Hampshire. New Hampshire entered the Union on
keeping the wildlife there. I mean, I don't know if the humans haven't moved there just because the terrain's bad or what, or if it's to preserve the wildlife. If it's that makes me happy, man.
On June 21st, 1788. Prior to that, it was called the Crown Colony of New Hampshire. New Hampshire was the first state to declare independence from England. I did not know that. This is also the only declaration of independence that has the term pound sand weasels. I didn't know that either. Number 10, Virginia. Virginia joined the Union on June 25th, 1788, and prior to that it was called the Crown Colony and Dominion of Virginia. Fun fact, approximately 1/4 of Virginians work for the United States government. I also saw a stat one time that said it's closer to 35.
Wait, what? Wait, this is crazy, this fact, if I've heard it right.
Fun fact, approximately 1/4 of Virginians work for the United States government. I also saw a stat one.
What sort of job is that? So that's obviously like working in emergency services. Obviously, if you're working in the army, secret agents and stuff. Is there some sort of random jobs that I wouldn't consider working for the government or what? Because that sounds really, really high.
One time that said it's closer to 35%, but somewhere around there. It's a lot.
God,
Number 11, New York. New York joined the Union on July 26th, 1788, and before joining the Union, it was known as the Crown Colony of New York.
What an absolute incredible picture, man. I'm going to London tomorrow when I'm recording this. When this is posted, I'm probably in London. But, bro, these mega cities, places like New York, places like London, like Paris, they're just dreams to go to, man. Stressful, but you just look at stuff like this, and I'd love to just experience this one time. It's just incredible, man. This is just a random picture as well. I don't know whereabouts in New York this area is, but obviously this is downtown. I can't remember the name of what I'm looking for, but I'll call it downtown. But it just looks beautiful, man. New York is something else, bro.
From 1805 to 1962, New York was the most populous state in the U.S. before being overtaken by California. Number 12, North Carolina. North Carolina joined the Union on November 21st, 1789. Before that, it was known as the Crown Colony of North Carolina. The Biltmore Estate in Asheville is the largest privately owned residence in the world. Number 13, Rhode Island. Rhode Island joined the Union.
I want to see this as well. Because I know I think Rhode Island is the smallest. I mean, other than Hawaii, maybe Hawaii. Wait, I actually want to see Rhode. God, it's tiny. So 3144. Oh, Hawaii's big. Oh, I was wrong. I didn't know Hawaii was that big. Jeez. Oh, this is just random. Sorry, this is what always happens on my channel. I didn't realise there was this big. Because obviously the capital's here. Is this area like not really full of cities then, or what? I guess this is like more volcanoes and stuff, isn't it? If you're from Hawaii, please let me know. I mean, there's a resort here, so maybe not. And there's obviously this little island. Does people live in these? The nice city? Bro, I think the idea of Hawaii is crazy, man. It's so cool. This is just literally a volcano, isn't it? Little fishy, I don't know what that is. Hiking area, but I think Hawaii is incredible, man. Obviously you've got this crater here. Like you've just got these small islands with these like cities and stuff. It's just, I just think it's sick, man. I would love to go to, but I just want to travel, man. I need my passport ASAP because traveling is something that I need to do. I feel like Hawaii would be a very expensive place to go to, but I would love to go. But I'm here in this boring ass place. Oh yeah, look at that, yum yum. To be fair, this actually is not an alright picture to what we actually have currently. But man, I want to just go to this. Bro, I'm on this absolute tangent. Let's just get back into this.
On May 29th, 1790. Prior to that, it was known as the Crown Colony of Rhode Island and Providence Plantation. Fun fact, the oldest operating tavern in the U.S. is the White Horse Tavern in Newport, Rhode Island, which was built in 1673. Number 14, Vermont. Vermont joined the Union on March 4th, 1791. Prior to that, it was called the Vermont Republic. Vermont has the least amount of violent crimes in the entire country. They're also only one of 4 states that outlaw billboards. Number 15, Kentucky.
Wait, what?
Kentucky joined the Union on June 1st, 1792. Prior to that, it was called Virginia. Yeah, they're part of Virginia.
I feel like I've heard that
the
before.
Americans killed in the War of 1812 were from Kentucky. Number 16, Tennessee. The volunteer state joined the Union on June 1st, 1796. Prior to that, it was part of the Southwest Territory. When Tennessee first became a state, it already had a population of about 77,000 people. That was in 1796. For the time, that was a ton of people. Number 17, Ohio. Ohio joined the Union on March 1st, 1803. Prior to that, they were known as being part of the Northwest Territory. Marietta, Ohio was founded in 1788, and it was the first permanent settlement in Ohio. It was named after Marie Antoinette. Number 18, Louisiana. Louisiana joined the Union on...
This is going to be a fact to do with France or French people. Guaranteed.
April 30th, 1812. Prior to that, it was known as the Territory of Orleans. Louisiana is the only state that doesn't have counties.
Oh, what? Okay, I was wrong. But I feel like I've heard that fact before, maybe. But why is that? Is it just so Louisiana as the state can control everything a lot easier?
Political subdivisions are known as parishes. Number 19,
okay.
Indiana. Indiana joined the Union on December 11th, 1816. Prior to that, it was known as the Indiana Territory. The first professional baseball game was played in Fort Wayne in 1871.
1871.
Number 20,
God,
Mississippi. Mississippi joined the Union.
What did people do before these sports? Like, obviously you got soccer, you got American football, you got baseball, you got basketball. Obviously you got hockey or ice hockey. What did people do? Obviously didn't have these electronics. What sports did they do? Did they play them but it just wasn't official? Like, I guess different sort of versions of them. But it's just, imagine how boring it would have been in these days, man. God damn.
On December...
Probably why there was so much fighting between countries and stuff. I mean, there still is now, but probably why there was so much just chaos constantly back in those days.
10th, 1817, and
People
prior
just
to
bored.
joining the Union, the Magnolia State was known as the Mississippi Territory. About 60% of the country's farm-raised catfish comes from Mississippi. Number 21, Illinois. Illinois joined the Union on December 3rd, 1818. Part of it was known as the Illinois Territory before that. In 1865, Illinois ratified the 13th Amendment to abolish slavery. It was the first state to do so.
Shout Illinois then.
22, Alabama. Alabama joined the Union on December 14th, 1819. Prior to that, it was known as the Alabama Territory. The Unclaimed Baggage Center of Scottsboro is where all unclaimed airline luggage is sent. Number 23, Maine. Maine joined the Union on March 15th, 1820. Prior to that, it was known as Massachusetts. Actually, it was part of Massachusetts, but it was known as the District of Maine. It is believed that the land that is now Maine was discovered by Viking about 1,000 years ago. Number 24, Missouri. The Show Me State joined the Union on August 10th, 1821. Prior to that, it was known as the Missouri Territory. Missouri leads the nation in lead production. I bet that was a lot more important back when we used to use lead in our pencils. 25, Arkansas. Arkansas joined the Union on June 15th, 1836. Prior to that, it was the Arkansas Territory. These people actually passed a law in 1947 that officially discouraged the mispronunciation of Arkansas while in the state. I guess they'd heard one too many jokes about being Arkansas or something like that. You'd think they would have passed a law about, relatives marrying.
Do people accidentally call it Arkansas? I've always known it's Arkansas. Maybe it's just because, I don't know if I'm even fully saying it right, but that's how I've always said it. Just from, I guess, hearing it and just seeing about it, and I don't know. But people calling it Arkansas, I've never even thought of that. Makes sense, though, because it's obviously spelled like Kansas, isn't it?
Each other type jokes. Number 26, Michigan. Michigan was admitted into the Union on January 26, 1837. Prior to that, it was called the Michigan Territory. Michigan has the second highest amount of shoreline in the United States after Alaska. It's funny, people always seem to think that's going to be California or Florida. It's either Alaska, Michigan, works its way down from there. 27, Florida. Florida was admitted into the Union on March 3rd, 1845. Prior to that, it was known as the Florida Territory. Florida has over 1,250 golf courses. That's more than any other U.S. state. Number 28, Texas.
So Texas
was admitted.
Does Trump like it in Florida? I feel like he does. Doesn't he live? I swear I've seen that he had a house in Florida. I don't.
In the Union on December 29th, 1845. Prior to that, it was the Republic of Texas. Texas's King Ranch is bigger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Yeah, one ranch. 29.
What?
Iowa.
Sorry for pausing it, bro. This is gonna. Texas King Ranch. I've never heard of this in my life. It's bigger than square miles. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, it is. Madness. That is crazy. It's nearly bigger than the flipping county that I'm in.
Iowa was admitted into the Union on December 28, 1846. Prior to that, it was known as the Iowa Territory. Iowa's east and west borders are comprised completely of water from the Missouri and Mississippi rivers. It's the only state in the Union that can claim that. Number 30, Wisconsin. Wisconsin was admitted into the Union on May 29, 1845. Prior to that, it was known as the Wisconsin Territory, at least parts of it. Wisconsin produces 15% of all the milk in the United States. That's more than any other state. 31, California. California was admitted into the Union on September 9th, 1850. It was an unrecognized territory prior to that. It was actually part of Mexico. Approximately 8% of Californians are vegetarians. Number 32, Minnesota.
Damn.
Minnesota was admitted into the Union on May 11th, 1858. Prior to that, it was the Minnesota Territory. Again, parts of it were something else. The first bus line was started back in 1914 in Hibbing, Minnesota. The line originally ran from Hibbing to Alice, Minnesota, and it cost 15 cents per ride. That bus line went on to become known as Greyhound. That's interesting. Number 33, Oregon. Oregon was admitted into the Union on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1859. Sort of like a Valentine's gift for the United States. Prior to that, it was known as the Oregon Territory. The number of ghost towns located in Oregon surpasses every other U.S. state. Number 34.
Is that a good sign? If there's ghost towns, probably not, because I guess it means people are moving away from these places to get to the main cities and stuff.
Kansas. Kansas was admitted into the Union.
I've never seen a ghost town. I guess ghost towns in the US are a lot more of a thing. I don't know why. I mean, I guess it's like, I don't know, just reasoning behind jobs and stuff. But I don't know why there aren't many in the UK. I've never been through a ghost town in the UK, I don't think. And I don't know of any ghost towns. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know why.
Union on January 29th, 1861. Back then, it was the Kansas Territory. Dodge City is the windiest city in the U.S. with an average wind speed of 14 miles per hour. This is ironic since Chicago...
I thought they were showing pictures of the states. I just realised I've seen this picture before.
...was known as the Windy City, and it has an average wind speed of 10 miles per hour. The fact is, Chicago's Windy City nickname didn't come from wind. It came from hot air given out by politicians. You know, they're full of hot air. You know, there's blowing wind. All those little things about politicians talking a bunch of garbage. That's where that came from. Some people don't believe that's where the Chicago Windy City came from, but most people do.
Wait, is that actually true? I thought he was just playing with me, doing my finger.
You know, there's blowing wind, all those little things about politicians talking a bunch of garbage. That's where that came from.
Oh, he's actually being... Is he... I don't know now. I feel like he's actually being honest. What the fuck?
That's where the Chicago Windy City came from, but most people do. Number 35, West Virginia. West Virginia was admitted into the Union on June 20th, 1863. Prior to that, it was part of Virginia. West Virginia was the first state to implement a sales tax. You know, it's really strange, a little side note to this, that there were so many states out west that became states before, you know, states like West Virginia or even Kansas. Number 36, Nevada. Nevada was admitted into the Union on Halloween, October 31st, 1864. Back then it was the Nevada Territory, or a big giant dirt field by most accounts. Las Vegas is not only the site for the majority of the world's biggest hotels, but it also has more hotel rooms than anywhere else in the world. Yes, even more than Possum Trot, Kentucky. Number 37, Nebraska. Nebraska was admitted into the Union on March 1st, 1867. Prior to that, it was known as the Nebraska Territory. The 911 emergency system used in the U.S. to date was developed and first used in Lincoln, Nebraska. 38, Colorado. Sure. Colorado was admitted into the Union on August 1st, 1876. 1776, when we started this experiment known as the United States. They were 100 years later, so they're known as the Centennial State. Prior to becoming a state, it was known as the Colorado Territory. Leadville, Colorado is the highest incorporated town in the country at over 10,000 feet above sea level. Number 39, North Dakota. North Dakota was admitted into the Union on November 2nd, 1889. It was known as the Dakota Territory. North Dakota is one of the least visited states in the U.S. If you ever go through there, you'll probably see why. Number 40, wow. South Dakota.
You got all these good facts about the states, and he's just got this one about North Dakota. Poor people, man.
Dakota was admitted into the Union the same day as North Dakota on November 2nd, 1889, and yes, it was part of the Dakota Territory. South Dakota has the largest population of Native Americans in the United States. Approximately 60,000 people from 9 official tribes reside in South Dakota. Number 41, Montana. Montana was admitted into the Union on November 8th, 1889, along with South Dakota and North Dakota. Prior to that, it was the Montana Territory. The famous battle, Custer's Last Stand, took place in 1876 along the Little Bighorn River in Montana. This happened after the U.S. Army came to move Native Americans to a reservation. So, if you don't know about this, you're from another country, basically, this was the equivalent of a bunch of soldiers showing up at your house, or maybe your farm that your family owned for decades and decades and decades, and saying, hey, we're going to move you to a sleazy motel down the road. We'll help you pack. 42, Washington. Washington joined the Union on November 11th, 1889. Prior to that, it was known as the Washington Territory. Seattle, Washington has the highest percentage of residents with college degrees in the U.S. 43, Idaho. Idaho joined the Union on July 3rd, 1890. They did it on July 3rd because they were tired of missing out on that whole 4th of July celebration thing. Prior to this, it was known as the Idaho Territory. The university, Boise State, has the world's first blue football field. Its nickname, the Smurf Turf. Number 44, Wyoming. Wyoming was admitted in the Union on July 10th, 1890. They missed out on the whole 4th of July celebration. Prior to this, it was known as the Wyoming Territory. Devil's Tower was named the first national monument in the United States. Gets better. Yellowstone National Park was the first national park in the country, and that happened back in 1872, before they became a state. 45, Utah. Utah was admitted into the Union on...
So there was a national park there before there was actually a state there.
January 4th, 1886. Prior to that, it was known as the Utah Territory. Utah has the youngest population in the entire United States, as well as one of the highest birth rates. Those people like to have kids out there. Number 46, Oklahoma. Oklahoma was admitted into the Union on November 16th, 1907. Back then, it was known as the Oklahoma Territory and the Indian Territory. Almost 1/4 of Oklahoma's residents are under the age of 18. Number 47, New Mexico. New Mexico joined the Union on January 6th, 1912. Prior to that, they were known as the New Mexico Territory. Approximately 75% of the roads in this state are unpaved. 48, Arizona. Arizona joined the Union on Valentine's Day again, February 14th, 1912. Back then it was known as the Arizona Territory. The bridge at Lake Havasu is constructed of stones used to construct the original London Bridge. Number 49, Alaska. Alaska joined the Union on January 3rd, 1959. Prior to that, it was the Alaska Territory, and prior to that, it was part of Russia. There are over 3 million lakes and 3,000 rivers located within the state of Alaska. That's a lot of water. All right, before we get to the last one, what you... All right, on to number 50. Number 50, Hawaii. That's right, the Pineapple State, or the Aloha State. Spam State, I like to call it sometimes. It's at number 50. It was called the Territory of Hawaii prior to becoming a state. It is one of only 2 states in the U.S. that grows its own coffee.
Damn. Hawaii is beautiful, man. I would love to travel there one day. I like the the change to when they became states instead of alphabetical. Interesting. Yeah, actually, I did notice that. Like, he started from the older state to the newest. Hi Briggs, I've been subscribed to your channel for a while but haven't commented yet, but today I'm going to. I'm really excited about your channel. Your info about states is fantastic. I think Alaska doesn't have counties either. They have organised boroughs or something like that. Love these little lists. Also love that New Hampshire told the British to pound sandwiches. Come on, man, don't do us like that. I know it's awful, but the comment will help you pack was freaking nice. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. Again, I enjoy these sort of 50 facts or 100 facts about so and so. So I mean, if you want more of these, I'll be down to do so. But yeah, until next time, like, subscribe. Peace.